Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with more new elestrals. I'm a day late. It's okay. It's just how it is. We got a bunch of new cards, so let's take a look. First up,
the relationship between
Joblin.
the moon and our oceans is one that cannot be understated. As we break down 32 days until Moonrise pre-orders open on November 15th.
I'm excited for Joblin. I'm excited for High Tide Tsunami. We had a teaser for that.
Big shout out to everybody who's been backing us
Excited to see what it does.
Don't forget these reveals come one day early on Kickstarter.
They do.
If you're a backer. Argonauts traveling to obtain the golden fleece, and along the way, faced up against rock in a hard place, the incredibly powerful water Elestral Eddie and Kuribis. And of course, through Shattered Stars, you will reveal Drakid and Draking, both of which are returning in Moonrise as their official debut. Drakid, Draking, and of course Reverse Stellar Draking and Full Art Stellar Draking are available in Shattered Stars Month 8 Lunar. So if you want to pull one of those epic stellars, don't forget to do that. But again, you'll be able to pull them in Moonrise. These two Elestrals pair incredibly well with Rock in a Hard Place and are sure to make a continued impact in Moonrise. But we've got some more support for this particular deck that I think is going to blow you away. The first new card reveal for today is none other than Snark. Snark is just a happy little guy. He's a 3 attacker, 3 defense with 1 water spirit. And when you cast this Snark, you can search your deck for a card with enchantment cost, water and lunar, and add it to your hands. So
I mean, if you're looking for Rock in a Hard Place, that's an easy way to get it.
2 cost, you can add it to your hand, and you might be able to figure out that means you can search Draking right to your hand.
That's true.
Also means you can search Rock in a Hard Place.
That's true.
Right to your hand. Snark
and you can just ascend Draking right onto Snark.
Deck, allowing it to operate with more
that'll help Draking be a lot better.
In Moonrise. I'm very excited for this little guy. And Snark is not done because it ascends into the almighty powerful Joblin. Joblin is a water and lunar Elestral, also searchable.
Oh, you can also search it, yeah.
With 8 attack and 4 defense with a super cool effect. You can expend a water spirit in order to change the position of an Elestral that is not water enchanted. So much like Tsunami, you can change the position of an Elestral on the field. It could be yours, it could be your opponent's.
That's kind of neat.
It's not a target. When 1 or more Elestrals change their positions, you can draw a card. So if you play Tsunami, your opponent is
that seems alright. I don't know if it's great, but it seems alright. And the 8 attack is not bad either.
On the field, you can draw a card. If you change an Elestral's position just by changing them from attack to defense, you can draw
I wonder
a card.
if you do like put one
Joblin
of this in the Draking deck just as a search target. That could be pretty helpful as a toolbox card. I could see it.
Listen, that's not all because the High Tide is here. We teased this a little bit ago, but Tsunami is coming back in full force in Moonrise with
change positions up to 2 Elestrals. Enchant water lunar from your underworld to your field.
And lunar that has a very powerful effect.
That's not bad.
The position of up to 2 Elestrals on the field. Again, a non-targeting position change.
And it's an invoke instead of Tsunami being a counter. So if you play both, you have a little bit of both, being able to do it on your turn immediately, and also being able to do it on your opponent's turn.
You actually get to enchant something on your field and make them even stronger. And when paired with cards like Dratagua, you can activate their receive effects.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
And also just ultimately
the 2 cost is a little rough, but you do get to get some of it back.
In Moonrise, and you can see the perfect synergy,
at least on the field.
And of course with Joblin, 2 brand new Elestrals that water and lunar casters are sure to love. I wasn't kidding when I said that Moonrise was our best set yet. I cooked up some crazy stuff for this set. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Don't forget to check out our Kickstarter, Elestrals Clash on Kickstarter right now.
We done here? Okay, we're gonna get through these because there's a lot.
I hope you guys are charged up for an epic 7 days of Moonrise. Don't forget you digital that we are bringing to the table is none other than Electrifly. Electrifly is a 1 attacker with 1 defense that is a 1-cost thunder, and it's got a very powerful effect. You can disenchant a thunder.
Search Astrabbit? Don't mind if I do. Wow.
And add it to your hand. So
you can't be printing that.
And send it to the underworld, and ultimately grab any 1 Spirit Thunder Elestral that you could possibly look for.
Astrabbit's gonna need to be banned.
Or something else that I might reveal in this video. There's a lot of
Astrabbit's gonna need to be banned.
Insectoid Elestral, and I hope you guys have a blast utilizing Electrifly to its fullest potential. Electrifly does indeed ascend into our first ever Thunder and Lunar Elestral, Electronite. Electronite is a 4 attacker with 6 defense with an insane Nexus effect. You can Nexus a Thunder or a Lunar Spirit. When this Electronite receives 1 or more Thunder, you can special cast an Electrifly from your hand or deck.
That's not bad.
This means that when you cast out Electronite And when you use the Nexus effect, you can swarm the field with Electroflies. And those Electroflies are insane because they allow you to search for more 1-cost Thunder Elestrals. Not to mention, when you activate your Electroflies effect, you can draw a card. So not only are you able to search your deck for tons of awesome 1-cost Thunder Elestrals, but you can take advantage of this engine by drawing
That's not bad.
and utilizing receive effects like
it seems like a decent draw engine.
Rabbit's new best friend, Electronite, looks to shock the competition in Moonrise. I've always loved Fireflies, and I'm excited to bring Electrofly and Electronite to Elestrals. Something about my childhood just shines through in these two. Up next is a brand new Nexus Elestral as well.
I just don't know. It's a 2-drop, right? That's the problem with it. Is that it's a 2-drop? I don't know.
It has a new Nexus form that is a 2-attacker with 4 defense, 1 Thunder Spirit that says you can Nexus up to 2 Thunder. When you do, you can foretell cards equal to the number of Thunder Enchanted cards on your field and add up to 1 Thunder Enchanted Invoke Rune foretold this way to your hand. So Magneros allows you to Nexus around, which provides support for the rest of your field, and based on the number of Thunder Enchanted cards on your field,
that seems pretty good.
That many cards. So if you have a Stadium, Magneros, and a Divine Rune, you get to foretell 3 cards. You can foretell up to as many Thunder Enchanted cards as you can fit on the field. So if you're able to swarm your opponent, Magneros is able to foretell
having a good
further
Nexuser is what Thunder really needs right now.
Invoke Rune foretold this way to your hand.
So I could see this being getting a lot of play because there's a lot of good Invoke Runes in Thunder, and they need a good Nexuser to Nexus onto Ash Rabbit.
Card that really is going to get stronger down the road. But it certainly adds some new Nexus support to Thunder, including the strategy revolving around Thunderstorm that you'll see highlighted here momentarily. I love Magneros so much, we actually decided to put it on a signature counter rune called Magnetic Force Field. Magnetic Force Field is a 1-cost counter rune that allows you to shut your opponent down when they try to force you to expend spirits. This essentially provides you some support against burn decks. This Magnetic Force Field can only be cast when an opponent activates a non-counter effect, so it doesn't work against counter runes that cause you to expend spirits. So it works against Eruption, it'll work against Toxion, Toxic Swarm, cards like that. Negate the effect, and that opponent must expend 2 spirits. So your opponent goes to cast an Eruption on you, they spend 2 spirits to play Eruption, and instead of you expending 3, you simply cast Magnetic
This seems
Force
like it
Field
might be a
for 1,
decent thing for
and
the
they have to expend
sideboard
2 more. So
in formats where you expect to see burn.
And you actually end up dealing massive damage to them. Again,
And
this
burn
is a
has
card that I
definitely
think
been
gets
playable
strong
in the
the
past.
future
We had
and
that
certainly
FTK
fits well
deck.
into side decks, especially if burn ends up becoming relevant. A very important piece of the puzzle, Magnetic Force Field, coming in Moonrise. Up next is a new
But other
Thunder
than that, I don't see that
was
seeing much
actually
play.
teased in our second Lord chapter, and that is Titana Strike. Titana Strike is a Thunder Nexus of Titana stock that has 2 attack and 4 defense, and it's a 1-cost Thunder Elestral, and absolutely one of my favorite designs.
It's a
When player
huge
casts
guy for being a
Thunderstorm, you can
1-cost.
expend a Thunder Spirit in order to target and destroy an Elestral. This is insane. The fact that you can play your Titana Strike out, you can pop down a Thunderstorm, and you can destroy an Elestral and a Rune simultaneously.
Seems alright.
Absolutely bonkers. This card has a lot of potential, and you can already see the synergy.
Yeah, Thunderstorm is already
Magneros
seeing
being
play,
able to
so
help you
I
find
could
those
see
Thunderstorms a
Titana
little
Strike
faster.
seeing play as
Look
well.
for Titana Strike and Thunderstorm decks to get even more love and support in the future. Funglo and Bronzeglow, I'm looking at you. We're not done with this one yet, let me tell you. Titana Strike and Moonrise is gonna be awesome. But what if I told you can get Titana Strike just a little bit early, as it actually is an alt art card in Shattered Stars Scorpio for November 1st. We've been hyping up our incredible new pack of Shattered Stars featuring the constellation arts of Toxion. I told you about the Galvenom coming. I told you about the Sugimosby Larvacell coming. And now you have a chance to get Titana Strike, which will be legal on December 1st before Moonrise comes out. This card has an alternate art in Shattered Stars.
Oh, it looks really nice. I actually really like that.
With Titana Strike, so don't miss out on that. Make sure you guys subscribe to Shattered Stars today. I'll have more reveals for our Scorpio pack soon, but otherwise...
Okay, next one. We gotta get through it.
Every day we're dropping brand new reveals as we count down.
Is this one quieter for some reason?
On November 15th, into our Moonrise reveals.
Why is this one quieter?
Into those Kickstarter. Stellar Night Venom X of 99
Stellar Night Venom.
seeded randomly into
This is pretty cool, but that's not what we're here for.
Hit it because it's been Elestrals clash on. Stay tuned for Elestral called Havacub. Havacub actually has a very unique positioning in this game as a 4 attacker with 3 defense, 1 cost lunar. This is
Position cannot be changed.
Form of Frigicub, the beloved Frost Nexus Celestial. This card has a cool effect though. Like I said, this Havocub's position cannot be changed by opponent's card effects. So this thing is immune to Tsunami, it's immune to High Tide, it's immune to cards like Eddy or Mudlid and things like that. So
it is.
I feel like Havocub could be a little bit of a menace, and this is a card to look out for.
I don't know about that.
This card is definitely a menace, and that is Pulveror.
Like, it can't be just stopped by Eddy, but that's about it.
2-cost Lunar with an insane effect. This Pulveror in your hand can special ascend from your Lunar Elestral if you also disenchant a Lunar Spirit from your field. What that means
That's
is,
interesting.
Let's say you have a Lunar Elestral on the field. Let's call it Havocub with 1 Spirit on it.
Let's call it Havocub.
On your field as well, and you have Pulveror in your hand. You can special ascend your Havocub that you just cast out by disenchanting your Artemis to play Pulveror to the field, and all of a sudden, bam wham, you got a 7 attacker with 4 defense.
Now that seems interesting. I don't know if it's good, but it seems interesting. I can see playing around with it to see if it's good. I just don't know yet if it is or not.
A familiar face, the incredible Gloombat comes to Moonrise with 2 attack and 1
The bat.
defense. You guys are already familiar with this card. It was obviously released in Shattered Stars Celebration. It can be special cast from your hand with a Lunar Spirit if your opponent has 2 face down runes. So if your opponent tries to set a bunch of back row, you can just special this.
It seems pretty decent.
And it can turn into that Pulveror pretty easily, or you can actually use its effect to disenchant a Lunar Spirit to destroy a rune on the field. Absolutely nuts. Gloombat most certainly is going to make an impact, and it does have a brand new Ascension.
Okay.
You guys have seen teased in a couple different arts, and that is Phasmacore.
Phasmacore.
Is a new 2-cost Lunar Elestral with 8 attack and 1 defense, and is the Nexus form of Novacore and of course Sonicore. When this Phasmacore is destroyed in battle or by an opponent's card effect, you can expend a Lunar Spirit. If you do, during this turn's end phase, you can special cast it from your Underworld. That means this Phasmacore is coming back, and you are not going to.
That's interesting. It seems worse to me than the possum does, but it serves a similar purpose to the possum.
Is going to be a menace for any opposing caster, staring it down not once, not twice,
by getting a 2-drop Lunar on the field that you can ascend into a 3-drop with really easily.
And Phasmacore is so awesome. I had to give it a full art. I'm so excited to reveal its full art by Wrecking Art in Moonrise, continuing the art that Novacore had in
Yeah, the Novacore art, full art is so cool. I'm really glad they gave Phasmacore a similar full art.
The stratosphere, these 2 Elestrals throwing down. You get to see the other perspective of Phasmacore here. I hope you guys are excited to chase this brand new full art in Moonrise. And of course, one of the most fun things about opening Elestrals packs is the chance of pulling a serialized Stellar Rare, where only 99 copies will ever exist. And I'd love to announce one of our new Stellars in Moonrise is going to be Stellar Gloombat. Stellar Gloombat is just so good, man. I love these red clouds and the red
that's not bad.
on this thing. I think
All right, that's enough of that. Next. we gotta get through them. There's so many.
Get yourselves ready and let's dive in. We're counting down 32 days up to our live stuff. Stars. You guys by 10 up in Shattered Stars.
Skip.
Get every Thundercaster pumped up alongside a new common art of
That's nice.
Pulse as well. A beautiful Thunder.
Whoa, that art's funky. I like that.
That is something that is going to return on the 8 Stained Glass Spirits.
Oh man, Stained Glass Spirits? That's really cool.
It starts this month with Zaptor. My man Rob absolutely crushed this, and of course this Zaptor will also be coming as a hollow
I'm
variant
gonna
in
have
Stars
to get
Scorpio month.
the
And I guess I can kinda tell you
lunar
guys what
one,
the next
aren't I?
secret is, 'cause this
Damn.
one's really cool. We are now doing in Shattered Stars reverse hollow commons in every single
Although,
pack. That's right, our brand new Scorpio pack and Shattered Stars
TCG player is gonna be up soon, so maybe I could just buy it off of there.
And that 8th card will be a reverse hollow common.
That's cool.
And your
Anyways.
to share about next month's Shattered Stars in Moonrise that will change the game forever, and I was not kidding. That new card is our first 3-element card as well, and that is Hurricane. Hurricane blasts onto
Hurricane. All right. Wind, thunder, water. Destroy all face down runes. Is this card good? I don't know. It seems pretty good, but then you gotta think, is anyone setting that many cards? I don't know.
That will no longer be the case because the threat of Hurricane is there to devastate anyone who chooses to overextend their back row. It is insanely punishing and will allow more aggro decks to push
But the
forward.
threat of Hurricane makes Thunderstorm a lot stronger, because one set card can be destroyed by Thunderstorm, and then they have no interruption. So, I think the interaction between Thunderstorm and Hurricane is going to be really interesting. All right.
Counter rune that says it can only be cast when an opponent activates a card effect that returns one or more spirits from their underworld to their spirit deck. Negate that effect and destroy that card. Very simple, but very powerful. Spoiled Fruit provides itself as a direct
Seems fine.
cards like Ambrosia, Dratagua, Quackle, Sluggle, and many more cards that
Like, it's obviously a good heal counter, but
if an effect does that, Spoiled Fruit shuts it down. And
the thing about that is that
immediately.
there's 5 million heal cards. Like, obviously it stops Ambrosia, which is in every deck, but if you're trying to specifically counter heal, you need, like, at least it only costs 1. Like, that's the main thing, is that at least it only costs 1. But, like, man, you're gonna need a lot more Spoiled Fruit to stop heal. Alright, next up. I'm howling at the moon. Alright, skip. Oh. Porky Wraith. It always is, Dan. It always is. Is it getting quieter? Each video is getting quieter than the last.
So whether you attack or your opponent attacks as Porky Wraith, you can drop their attack stat depending on how many lunar spirits you have on Porky Wraith.
That's not bad.
With the new lunar phase full moon, you can load up 2 additional lunar
Yeah,
spirits.
yeah. With full moon, this card is not bad at all.
Let's not forget that this also plays well as a combat trick where you can use cards like Altar of Stars to Nexus onto Porky Wraith in the battle phase and ultimately catch your opponent off guard. Porky Wraith has a lot of interesting and unique.
If you're caught off guard by that, I feel like you're a bad player.
The next card we're going to talk about today is none other than Werepup. Werepup, of course, the Lunar Nexus form of Ampup, comes in with 3 attack and 2 defense, and an incredibly powerful search effect. When you normal cast this Werepup, you
This
can
guy's
search your
good.
deck for a lunar phase and add it to your hand. Let's not forget that we told you guys that there are going to be 8 different lunar phases. If you want to check the breakdown of that,
This guy probably sees play in the Voldusk, like the Voldusk Sky Striker deck, you know. You play Werepup, you play Voldusk.
This turbo ascension into Like a Void. Its second effect says that when you cast lunar phase full moon, you can
Do you play Like a Void? I guess we'll find out when we see Like a Void here.
Which means that you can use Werepup, cast it out, search your full moon, set it face down, and if you can keep your Werepup around for another turn, you can special ascend into Like a Void or do it on your opponent's turn with full moon and load it up with a ton of spirits. I have no doubt that Werepup is going to be a huge impactful card in Moonrise, and this is definitely one you want to watch out for. So we love ourselves a good searcher, but what is Werepup's payoff? Well, that's the new Lunar Elestral, Like a Void.
Like a Void.
Hits the field with 6 attack and 2 defense and a very unique effect. This Like a Void deals piercing damage and is unaffected by counter runes if you cast Lunar Phase Full Moon this turn.
That's it?
This is super interesting because if you don't cast Lunar Phase Full Moon this turn, Like a Void basically doesn't have an effect. But
yeah,
paired with Lunar Phase Full Moon, it has an insanely powerful effect because Lunar Phase Full Moon is going to load it up with spirits. Piercing damage means that you deal damage to defense position Elestrals, and you're unaffected by counter runes for that one turn, which means that you can turbo out from your Werepup into your Like a Void with a ton
whoa,
of
you could do 4 damage. Wow.
any threat they might have on the field. Whether you're in attack position or defense
So I'm like, am I missing something here? This card seems ass.
I think you're going to notice that Werepup and Like a Void enhance that strategy in
That's
a big
that's
way.
dog shit.
Serves as an alternative win condition in
What?
the phase decks when paired alongside Voldusk.
Bad card. Bad card.
Something very strong.
No, I don't think so. I'm not playing Like a Void, I'm not playing Volclips. You can't convince me. I'm playing Werepup and I'm playing Voldusk and I'm doing control shit with the lunar phases. Alright, next up. Some water stuff. Like, there hasn't been enough water stuff in Moonrise. I guess it makes sense, you know, the moon having control of the tides and such. I say control as if the moon has any semblance of understanding of what it has.
Comes back in Moonrise with 1 attack and 3 defense, and the same effect we all know and love.
Wow.
It's +1 defense for each enchanting water spirit on the field, allowing it to buff itself up to 4 defense naturally. And when paired with cards like Poseidon,
What's the new stuff though?
To be pretty incredibly defensive. Oistress is a very, very good defensive wall, but you might be like, hey, Drav, why is Oistress in Moonrise? Well, it's because it has an awesome ascension, of course. Oistress ascends into one of my favorite designs of all time, Oistillery.
That does look cool, I will say.
8 defense, 2 cost water.
But what does it do?
Super cool effect that allows you to special ascend from your Oistress if you disenchant a water spirit from your field. So if Oistillery
It's not bad. That's not hard to get off.
By tossing away a spirit on your Poseidon or something else. But the real power with this card comes from its second effect. You can discard a water card in order to target and destroy a card. Simply put, you can throw away a water card in your hand, whether it's a rune, an elestral, anything, and you can target and shut something down the field. This powerful defense
that seems not bad.
Opponent's field to smithereens, and I look for Oistillery to make
I wouldn't.
big smash in Moonrise.
It's just removal. It's a 2-drop, but it's an easy 2-drop. It's a relatively easy 2-drop. It's still a 2-card combo. But otherwise, you could just wait and drop it on top of something else. All right, what's Starbit up to? He's a funky little guy.
With a really sweet effect. This Starbit gets +2 attack for each water enchanting it, so it immediately starts as a 3 attacker when it's enchanted with water. You can Nexus up to 2 water spirit. When this Starbit has 7 or more attack during your main phase, you must either destroy it or special ascend it to Starbit Supernova from your hand or deck. What does this mean? This means that Starbit is immediately a 3 attacker because of its effect.
Yeah.
Nexus up to 2 water spirits, so
to make it a 5.
Poseidon onto Starbit to give it 3 spirits total, and
or
that immediately
no.
allows him to hit that 7 attack threshold that you're looking at. But otherwise, you can utilize cards like Necklace of Harmonia or Atlantis or other mechanics to get
that's funny.
up to 7. And much like Cryoling into Cryovern, you have to special ascend it into Starbit Supernova once you hit that 7 attack stat. So what is Starbit Supernova?
Yeah, dude, show me that.
An epic 1-cost water elestral
Epic.
that I'm so stoked about. Starbit Supernova
All right.
hits the field with 7 attack.
Can that be normal cast? Ooh, we're getting some Yu-Gi-Oh text on here.
We've ever done, but it has a caveat. This Starbit cannot be normal cast, which means the only way to get your
Are we ready to play 7s? I'm ready to play 7s.
Whether it be through Starbit's effect or maybe through another card like Rise from the Ashes or Rise from the Depths. When you special cast this Starbit with another Starbit's effect, it gains the effect if this Starbit would be destroyed. First, you may Nexus all spirits from it. If you do, draw a card, then it's destroyed. What does that mean? That means that if this Starbit Supernova,
You can move all the spirits to another card. That's funny.
Generally speaking, with 4 spirits on it, 1 from Starbit, 2 from the Nexus to get it to 7 attack, and 1 additional spirit once it special ascends, you have a 4-spirit Starbit Supernova hitting the field with 7 attack. This is stating that if this Starbit gets destroyed, holding all those spirits...
Do you have to add a spirit to it if you special ascend? I'd kind of rather keep the spirit in the deck, I think, but...
Which means you don't end up losing out on that massive
I don't know. I guess it's a decent Nexus bank.
Nexus to the rest of your field, so you can conserve those spirits to use for later. This is a really interesting card and a really interesting design space that I'm super excited to explore. Like I mentioned before, Starbit taking on a new form, its Supernova form, with an incredibly powerful effect when it's...
That's an interesting one. I could see trying to play around with this in a water deck.
As a normal 7 attacker, but I think using it with Starbit is going to be your best.
That's also funny, using that to special it out.
Which is why it's also getting a brand new Stellar variant, Stellar Starbit. This card artwork is so beautiful.
Oh, that's nice.
Stellar, you do not want to miss out.
It's a good
This is one I gotta get me
color scheme.
and there's only going to be 99 ever made. Watercasters, I hope you're feeling good because you're definitely eating good in Moonrise. Oistress, Oistillery, Starbit, and
yeah, they do look pretty tasty. I'll fuck that guy up. Numa numa. All right, next.
I'm about to reveal one of the most epic Earth Elestrals we've ever created and one of my favorite designs. November 5th.
Skip.
So don't build our organized play Series 1 Power-Up. Stellar Aardvarm had a really unique effect
yes.
that involved insectoid Elestrals, and it's time for us to break down the entire Ascension line. Who is Aardvarm? Who is Titan mentioned on its card? And much more. So first up, let's talk about Ardbud. I'm not lying when I say that I think Ardbud could fundamentally change
Ardbud.
This card is actually nuts. It is a 2-attacker with 1 defense, a 1-cost.
This guy's cute.
You can disenchant a spirit from your insectoid cards in order to special ascend this Ardbud to Aardvarm from your deck. What that means is if you have another insectoid card
That's
on your field,
bad.
whether it be a Rhynymph in your rune row, whether it be a Viscerus in attack position on your field, whatever it may be,
that's
you
not
can
good.
disenchant the spirit from that insectoid.
However,
allow this Ardbud to
there's a second effect here.
The real effect receive effect.
Thank you for correctly pointing that out.
You can search your deck for a 1-spirit insectoid
Now
Elestral
that's
and
good.
add it to your hand.
The second effect is good. What you're playing Ardbud for is the second effect to search an insect spirit, and then maybe you can use the insect spirit that you search to go into the next level guy. Ardbud goes crazy with the A drive divine rune. Yeah.
It's incredible. And the fact that it's a repeatable effect because it's a receive effect, I think it changed the way a lot of decks work. I think this card is very, very strong, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with Ardbud. Now, just to recap what Ardvarum does, Ardvarum is a 6 attacker with 3 defense and becomes Earth and Lunar, and has a very cool effect that when it's cast, you can search your deck for an insectoid card and add it to your hand. So this allows you to grab any insectoid card, not just a one-cost
These guys could be a really cool build around, I think. I don't think it's great, but I think you could make a really cool build-around deck with these cards. Viscerus, Spectaris, and the Aardvarks.
If your opponent's running insectoids, you can destroy them. And then, if you do, you may special ascend this Aardvarum to Antitan from your hand.
These Aardvarks turn into an Anteater. That's fucked up.
Now, I want to mention that the design of this Celestial is obviously based on the Aardvark and Anteater, as well as the Corpse Flower, Titan Arum, and that's where the name origin comes from. And now
That's
it's
fun.
time to reveal
I like that he
the
gave that little detail there.
One of my favorite
I like that
designs
kind of
ever made,
detail.
one of my favorite cards in Moonrise. This is an 11 attacker with 8 defense.
Look at all the bugs running away from it. Look at that.
Insectoid cards in your hand in order to target and destroy a card. So you have the freedom, if you have more insectoid cards in your hand that you searched out with Ardbud, to toss them into the underworld and destroy something.
Yeah, that seems pretty decent.
Up to 2 times in a turn, so you get the freedom to
Yeah.
drop 2 cards in 1 turn if you're able to discard your insectoid Elestrals from your hand. While there is an insectoid Elestral on the field, this Antitan is unaffected by opponent's Elestral effects, which means that if you have an insectoid or your opponent has one on the field, Antitan
These guys seem like an interesting build-around strategy. I just don't know that they have enough tempo to keep up.
Ardbud being able to search out insectoids, Ardvarum hitting the field and having the ability to destroy something.
Ardbud is going to see play no matter what. Ardbud is going to see play. I just don't know about the other two. Ardbud is crazy.
One of our brand new serialized stellars in Moonrise is none other than Stellar Ardbud. An absolutely beautiful art. He just looks so
That's so
cute.
good.
I love this card, man. I can't tell you enough. I think Ardbud and
I like that a lot.
are just phenomenal. And this is one of the stellars that I am most certainly going to be chasing after when Moonrise opens. Those pre-orders on November 15th. Don't forget to back.
All right. Next up,
It's finally
we got some Liths.
Final 2 Lith Elestrals and a ton of
Final 2 Liths. Let's go.
Scorpio.
Let's skip ahead.
And begin this party boss Elestral with brand
Oh.
new Wind Lith Elestral Aviolith. Aviolith is a
All right,
true
Aviolith.
boss Elestral with 4 attack and 6 defense with a super cool effect. This Aviolith can be normal cast with 2 wind spirits if an opponent has at least 2 face down.
That makes sense for wins, I suppose.
Setting a heavy back row, you can simply cast out this Aviolith
Oh, no, it
without
doesn't.
contention.
Wait, hold up.
Getting a 6
Wins is all about destroying your opponent's runes. Why does the Aviolith cast when they have 2 face down runes? They won't. They simply won't.
defense body onto the field right away is pretty strong. The real payoff for Aviolith, when you cast it, you can draw a card for each face down rune on an opponent's field, which means that if they do have 2 or 3 face down runes, you have the flexibility to draw 2 or 3 cards upon the cast of Aviolith.
But you don't, though, right? Because here's what happens. You summon Aviolith, you go, okay, Aviolith effect, and then your opponent goes, okay, chain Gorgon's Gaze or chain PTA, and now they no longer have that face down rune. And Gorgon's Gaze negates the effect entirely, but if they chain PTA, Aviolith becomes a 2 attack stat monster, and also you only get to draw 1 card, or potentially they chain both cards somehow, and you only get to draw no cards, and now you have a 2 attack stat guy. This guy's terrible. This guy's awful.
Which is incredible value generation for your deck. Moonrise introduces a few different ways to combat a full back.
Aviolith is just dog shit.
And now Aviolith to take advantage of your opponent setting a bunch
In
of
like,
back
yeah, the
cards.
presence of Hurricane means if your opponent knows you're on wind, they're never going to be,
And last but certainly not
or like, they're not going to be setting that many runes at the same time unless they think you're on Thunderstorm.
Necrolith is a 2-cost looter with 7 attack and 3 defense with an insane effect. This Necrolith can be normal cast with 2 Lunar if an opponent has at least 2 suppressed cards. What that means is you can use cards like Artemis or Dense Fog to suppress
that's not hard.
cards, and Dense Fog can actually suppress all of your opponent's Elestrals.
But Necrolith is going to be a lot less splashable than some of the other Liths are. He's got a huge attack stat too.
When you cast this Necrolith, you can destroy a suppressed Celestial. And this is non-targeting destruction.
I like the way he looks too. He's really cool.
This is a normal ascension. You can pop a suppressed Celestial after you cast it.
Yeah.
Incredible pair for Artemis and Dense Fog and a ton of other cards that are coming in the future.
This one seems alright. But it's much more specific than the other ones are. Like Morlith, Lavalith.
But what if I told you that Lavalith is now searchable? That's right. This brand new rune coming in Moonrise is called No Stone Unturned, and it's a beautiful art featuring an Earth Smog lifted over one of the Vertilith heads. I just love this art. It's a 2-cost Earth Invoke rune that says you can search your deck for a Golem Elestral and add it to your hand. This
Interesting.
Incredible potential for a handful of different decks. You can probably imagine that all the Lith Elestrals are Golems, so you can search Lavalith and Morlith and
yeah, that's actually really interesting. Morlith is a really good combo starter because of the way it mills. No Stone Unturned could actually be really crazy. That one has my brain turning, right? No Stone Unturned seems kind of crazy, if I'm being honest. I could see it doing a lot. Yeah. Oh, Arcolith too? Oh man. Recap? It's that. That's what we're looking at. It's the full art of... Wow. Oh, okay, I see. Because there's also a Stellar. And there's also a Stellar Phosphocell. And a Jolton. It's very Thunder. The theme of this next month is Scorpio, but it's very much a Thunder. Alright, I think we actually already met Pulveror, didn't we? Yeah, okay, we did. In that case, we could just skip the MBT video, and we could go right over to this. So Elestrals has been doing a lot of creator reveals, which is really cool, but it makes it really hard for me to find them to do this React video. But I did find this one at least. So there might be more, but I guess there was that one from MBT, but that one ended up being covered in a video too. So maybe this one will get covered in a future video. I don't know. This guy's name is Snowlit though. Snowlit, potentially. I don't know which way you want to go. When this Snowlit reveal or receives one or more Frost, you can send the top 3 cards from your deck to the Underworld. It's a nice little receive for Frost, but Frost already has a good receive. It's Catarant. Catarant's crazy. This guy is fine. He's like Morlith, but not as good. So Morlith obviously is good because it has a certain amount of mill, and that's pretty cool. But that's not the only reason why Morlith is good. Morlith is also a really easy 6 attack guy to get out. It's like incredibly easy to get out. The easiest of perhaps any of the Liths. You don't even have to control your opponent's actions. Like your opponent doesn't have to do anything for you to get Morlith on the field, as opposed to the other Liths where they're more reactive, right? And then it's just like a 6 attack guy. That's also a 2-drop. Snowlit, on the other hand, is a 1-drop that's a 4 attack guy and mills less cards. Is that good enough? It depends on what you're trying to do, right? If you're trying to do mill stuff, 3 of this guy, 3 of the Morlith, 3 of the Golem Searcher doesn't seem bad to me. I think there's like a mill strategy kind of shaping up a bit. It's just a matter of like, do you even need this guy, or do you just want to go Morlith, right? And I don't know about that. I will say he's pretty cute. He's not Rowlet cute. Let's be clear here, but he's pretty cute. But yeah, that's all the elestrals for now. Hopefully I'll get back to you next Monday, and I won't forget. And wait until Tuesday, like I did today. But I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you think of these down below. I think there's some of these that got me thinking. There's some of these that got me thinking, no, I don't think so. But I think there's enough good ones in here to really start your brain turning. I'm excited about them. I think Moonrise is going to be a really interesting set, particularly for people who are looking for game plan strategies instead of just generic good stuff turbo. I'm looking forward to that because that's what I like. I like a game plan. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Let me know what you think down below about all these cards, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons and YouTube members whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Haru Hayes, Fleekill, Frog Prince Michael, and Jeremiah Coatney. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye.